to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, you're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is to build strong businesses in our community so that we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. So if you ever find yourself in a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, just turn on the Marketing Pulpit Show because we're on a mission. The show is broadcast live from the illustrious Radio 1 studio. Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and I'm here every Friday bringing you the good marketing gospel. I'm not here to save your soul. I'm here to save your business. Might even save your job. And collectively, we might save our community. And boy, do we need that. Community is under attack. We got to marshal our resources, rally our wills, and fight back. We can do that economically. And we provide information and resources on this show every week to help you do just that. I'm Robert Gatewood. I'm a business developer by trade. I help companies in the business space and people who are trying to get started and launch their entrepreneurial aspirations. And I'm also an adjunct professor at the college, Prince George's Community College in the DC area. Matter of fact, I had a class last night and we're talking about social media marketing. I had a great group of people, young people, people of all ages and backgrounds, demographics. And that's what I do. That's part of my mission, my raison d'etre, my reason for being. I've also written a couple of books. And so I'm in this space. I'm in space to help you. And today we're going to talk about gratitude today. As a matter of fact, this is National Gratitude Month. Falls in the holiday of Thanksgiving falls in this month. And so we're going to be talking about gratitude. And gratitude is something that should be authentic. And in the spirit of reciprocity, when you do things and you thank people for what you already have, things tend to multiply. So we're going to talk about that later in the show. We're going to talk about how gratitude is actually a smart strategy for businesses. This is the month of November. This is the first Friday in November. This is some observances. Actually, this is Love Your Lawyer Day. Can you believe that? I guess lawyers need love too. It's National Cancer Awareness Day. So anybody who's battling with cancer and going through that process, whether it's chemotherapy or radiation or hormone therapy, then this is we're bringing awareness to it on this particular day. And this month, we're recognizing National Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, National Diabetes Month, National Entrepreneurship Month. So all you entrepreneurs out here, hats off to you. Proud of you. Much success in your ventures. And as I stated earlier, it's also National Gratitude Month. We all have a lot to be thankful for. Sometimes we don't always recognize or acknowledge how thankful, how fortunate we are until we lose some of the things that we have. And many people are experiencing that right now. People are losing jobs, contracts. We're in the midst of this government shutdown, so many people are reeling from that. So we're going to get right into it. This is also First Friday, so if you're in the DC area, come on out to the First Friday networking event. We'll be at 9701 Apollo Drive. I'll be there. Miss Bernadette Clay, BLE Executive Suites, one of our sponsors, will be sponsoring this event. And if you need a good collective hug and inspiration, come on out. And nobody goes hungry at the First Friday. We actually provide, literally and figuratively, provide a good meal, good old Panera Bread lunch, So come on out, get yourself a lunch and some entrepreneurial spirit, some inspiration, some hope. It's going to be all right. Let's talk about a couple of quick items in the news. AI. AI is always in the news. AI is kind of, they're like it's the driving force behind one of the worst layoffs in over 20 years. So that means companies announced about 153,000 job cuts last month. And much of it has been attributed to artificial intelligence. This is going to continue to be a problem as companies, see, it's a self-inflicted wound by these big companies. They really they're greedy. Instead of keeping people on and understanding that we need workers with paychecks to drive the economy, they'd rather just keep cutting people. These people got to go somewhere. They got to eat, have to live. So I think the big companies are they're playing with fire by laying off all of these people, and then have government. The government, which used to be a safety net, almost in many cases, the employer of last resort, is laying off people. It's in the midst of a shutdown. So these are not the best of times, which is once again why we're going to be talking about gratitude. Kind of hard to talk about gratitude during times like these. Speaking of greed, Elon Musk his shareholders have decided to give him a $1 trillion pay package. Did I say billion? Nope, 1 trillion. Without sounding like a socialist, which seems to be a bad word, but it's not that terrible when you think about distributing wealth so that everybody eats. If the billionaires, the trillionaires, not the trillionaires of the world, tomorrow they could decide to eliminate hunger and homelessness throughout the planet if they decided to do so. One person owning $1 trillion. Now, I ain't player hating. If you're good, but nobody's that good. I'm just going to tell you. Nobody's that darn good. I call myself good. I'm not even worth that. I'm not that good. Once again, you got to create your own. You got to collectively work together and find our way out of this thing. The FAA slowed down, cutting about 40% of the flights in 40 cities. Atlanta, Denver, Dallas, San Francisco, New York, Chicago. I think DC was on the area too, on the list too. So we got to get this shut down for this thing really do some irreversible damage. Let's jump into our topic for today. We're going to talk about gratitude. And I tell you what, sometimes you have to be grateful for the small things that happen. I think I tell this story quite often about how I started eating oatmeal in the mornings. I used to eat the worst of foods. I would eat, terrible fried, sausages and hash browns in the morning. And terrible food. And one day they accidentally gave me a bag of oatmeal. I looked in that bag and I'm like, man, this is oats. Oats. I thought oats was something you feed the cattle. But here I was staring at a bag of oats. And make a long story short, I ate it. And it was delicious. And I've been eating healthy ever since. But this morning the reverse happened. I ordered my oatmeal. I look in the bag. And there was this fried chicken sandwich with hash browns, making you smell the unhealthiness emanating from the bag. So what I did, I go inside to return it. I just can't do that. That's going to be a setback. So I look beside me, there's another guy. He has a bag in his hand. I say, you have the wrong order? He said, yeah. I said, oatmeal? He said, yep. So he gave me his oatmeal, well, my oatmeal. I gave him his fried chicken sandwich. And off we went. Small instances of gratitude. I mean, I could have been a setback. I started eating fried chicken and hash browns for breakfast again. But it was not meant to be. Let's talk about quickly gratitude, some of the small things you can do. If you're looking for a way to express gratitude, start with your stakeholders. If you're a business owner and your stakeholders are people that have a stake in your business, you did not get there by yourself. I have to keep reminding these billionaire tech people, like the Musk and the Bezoses and the Zuckerbergs of the world. How about a little gratitude? And if you're looking for a place to start with your stakeholders. Your employees. Genuinely let your employees know that you appreciate them. Acknowledge their specific contributions. Take a minute and say, hey, Fred, I really appreciate how you keep this network going. Without you, no telling where we'll be. Or Keisha, thank you for your customer service skills, conducting our meetings. So show genuine appreciation to people. Don't do this blanket cookie cutter approach. Another thing you can do is take time to listen to your staff. Sometimes gratitude is best demonstrated by paying attention and showing that you genuinely care about what's important to them. Just these blanket thank yous and vacuous. That's not really great. That's not really gratitude. That's perfunctory. Handwritten notes, things like that. That's appreciating your employees. Now you got to thank your customers too. Now you notice I didn't say them first because that's almost a default. But many times you wouldn't have customers if you didn't have a staff. So behind every transaction you have, I want you to think about this. Somebody shows you and your company over somebody else. Do not take that for granted, particularly in these times. They could have simply gone somewhere else. And they still have that option. But by letting them know that you appreciate them, they're less likely to do that. Okay? Personalize the thank you. Send them an email. Don't just send them that blanket newsletter every month. Now, of course, if you have a big database, thousands of people, you can't do that. But you know where the bread is buttered. You know who's bringing in the dough. It's that 20-80 rule. About 20% are bringing in 80% of the business. And don't be shy about it. Let people know in public that you appreciate it. You throw them a party. Bring them together. Thank you dinners. Customers know when the gratitude is real. And that authenticity keeps them coming back. This is not the time to be shy about that. I'm telling you. Get on that thank you, that gratitude bandwagon. You also have partners and vendors and suppliers. You gotta let them know too that you appreciate their contributions to your success. And don't just do it when they do something for you. That's not genuine. That's not authentic. Gratitude has to come at the least expected times and year round. Let them know that you appreciate them getting your order on time, that they are a reliable vendor. So this humility it shows and builds goodwill with all your stakeholders, including your vendors, your suppliers, your partners. Once again, we're not doing this by ourselves. I think about the first Friday that I'm involved in with Miss Bernadette Clay. We do that jointly, and I let her know every chance I get. I appreciate this partnership. I'm good, but I'm not the only guy out here, person that could fill that slot. So I let my partners and vendors and suppliers know that I appreciate their efforts and opportunities. Now, if you're a leader, you have to set the example of what gratitude looks like. And it does spread from the top down. Be transparent about some of the challenges that you're facing and the people that have helped you through them. I tell people, man, I remember a time I only had $100. I had $100 to play with. I mean, I'm putting a daughter through school and I'm having all kinds of issues going on. And there were people that really came to my rescue. But you have to remember that some people that can help you, sometimes they're not sure if you're having a tough time because you've been irresponsible or because you taken all the money and resources you had to pour into your dream. But some people could see through it. They could tell the difference. And they supported you. And in many cases, bailed you out. And so as a leader, you have to show people how gratitude, what it looks like. Let people know when things are going right, why they're going right. That keeps you balanced, put things in perspective. Instead of standing up there always stomping your chest, trying to pretend you're all that, let people know there were others that helped me to get here. So when the leaders show gratitude, it has a ripple effect among other stakeholders and people in your circle. So your company culture is where gratitude takes hold. Okay? When you finish a project, launch a new product, let the staff know what went well. The people that struggled, pull them up, show them how they can do better next time. Recognize the contributions. Sometimes go on social media, places like that, make it a public statement. And last but not least, what I want you to do is express gratitude to yourself. You have to pat yourself on the back every now and then. I'm pretty big on that. I try not to overdo it. But I know how hard it's been. And sometimes I sit in the corner. I'm like, man, that was tough. I look back on some of those really, really tough times. I really wonder how I got through it. But I realize I'm not a quitter. I realize that I give others credit. I realize that progress is better than perfection. So all of these attributes have helped me create a culture of gratitude. Somebody's saying I'm having a bad connection. Good morning, Marilyn. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Marilyn, are we still not clear? Is my connection still bad? Let me know what you're saying on your end. I can't see it from here. Let me see. Somebody's texting. Maybe this problem is universal. Let me see here. So hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Hold 1 second. Don't go away. Okay, we're back. All right, if you're having trouble seeing the show, let me know, and I'll see if we can make an adjustment on this side. And thank you for your comments. Platinum is saying, true that. Be thankful and grateful to your staff and then to your customers. Amen. 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 Um, so finally, that's on this tough economy we're going through. Sometimes people say it's tough to show gratitude when you're struggling to pay your bills and your staff and put food on the table. Well, this is an opportune time. This is an optimum time to express gratitude, because gratitude is not going to change the economy. It's not going to end the shutdown. It's not going to stop people from being laid off, but it changes their perspective. It keeps you grounded. And it helps you focus on what's still working for you. Instead of focusing on scarcity, you focus on the things that are still within your reach. So yes, you can still be grateful in a bad economy. Also, during these tough times, people remember people who helped them when times were tough. They remember people who acknowledged their contributions. So yes, you can still express gratitude in tough times. And gratitude, it fuels resilience. When you are grateful and express it, you bounce back faster. Gratitude fosters optimism, teamwork, creativity, helps you solve problems. So yes, I've adopted this spirit of gratitude in my company, in the classes that I teach, with the people who have contributed to the things that I do. Gratitude is more than just good manners. That's what our parents sometimes, I know it did when I was coming up. They taught us to say thank you. But it's not just good manners, it's good strategy. And especially during tough times, it helps you lead, be calm, be that steady hand. And it helps you see opportunities where others see problems. Success isn't built on conditions. And nothing demonstrates that greater than tough times. You start to realize it's about character, connections, and perspective. And nothing does that better than the spirit of gratitude. I'm grateful for the class I had last night over at the college. Thankful to the Prince George's Community College for giving me that opportunity for the past 25 years. I'm thankful for my many clients. Oh my goodness. I did an amazing run as a business owner, as a consultant. I've had one of my best years this year. And I don't take it lightly. I don't stick my chest out and say, well, I'm better than everybody. I know it all. But one thing I do know, my dad and mom taught me this early, to be thankful for what you got. There's a song out this guy used to sing about, you may not have a great big Cadillac. You may not have a car at all, But remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be grateful. Just be thankful for what you've got. It's not proper English. And you might not need a Cadillac with a sunroof top digging in the scene with a gangster lean. But you can plug in your own thing to be thankful for. It works. Let's do this. We're going to have a big event over at the First Friday in Largo, 9701 Apollo Drive. So if you have any type of struggles or just need a pick-me-up, good hot meal, perspective, and tell your story. I've spent the last half hour telling you how you can express gratitude. Well, that's what we're going to do today in Largo, 9701 Apollo Drive, Largo, Maryland, in the DC area, at 11:30. We've set up a big round table. We got food. Me, it's Bernadette Clay. Great lineup of business owners. We're going to stand up and talk about what we're grateful for. And if you need a place to do that, to start getting some of the side effects of gratitude, we're offering you a forum today. So come on out. You can go to marketingpulpit.com. On the right side, you'll see the banner for the First Friday. You can register. You can go to BLEexecutivesuites.com, click on events. Or if you're just not in your car, you're already out and about, just come on in. We'll admit you at the door. There's no fee. If nothing else, let's sit down in the spirit of Thanksgiving and have a good hot meal today and express our gratitude to one another. That's going to wrap it up for today. I'm Robert Gatewood. I am a business developer, radio host, author, government contractor, professor, and one grateful person. So today, none of that other stuff matters. I'm just a human being that's truly, truly grateful. Now, what I like to do, I like to add in each show with some advice. If you want to be successful, besides being grateful, do these three things. Do the right thing, do it at the right time, and you must do it right. Enough talk. Let's get to work.